If you play fantasy basketball on Sleeper using the lock-in mode, this video is for you. We believe every NBA fan that plays fantasy football should also play fantasy basketball. So we're gonna go through the week 3 lock-in advice to help you out to make the decisions. We had a big night on Monday, a big night on Wednesday, and now I just want to make sure you get some value heading into Thursday, Friday, and then into the weekend. So first, we're just going to take a look at the scoring settings for this league. As you can see here, everything is standard with the exception of turnovers, technical fouls, and flagrant fouls. They highlight those so you can see them in red. So check your settings. Again, most of this information and data is going to be usable across all scoring, but just make sure you know that this is the way it looks. So we're going to go through and look at some of the stars. We're also going to look at some of the middle rounders and even take a look at some late round players. So let's start off with Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid had 2 games this week already. On Monday, he did 45 fantasy points. On Wednesday, he did 33. I'm assuming you locked in that Monday score. Because like we always say on this channel, if you get one of your stars that goes beyond what their projected output is, that you want to lock that in so you could start the week out strong. So he was projected to do 31.9. If I got a 4-5 off of that, then I'm going to come back like Michael Jordan with the 4-5. And I'm going to take that. Now, if you didn't do that and Wednesday passed and you saw that 33 points, I would hold. I wouldn't lock in that 33. You already left 45 on the table. Now I would just go ahead and roll my dice. He has 2 more games left. So you have time. And again, we're talking about Joel Embiid. He could blow up and go for like 50, 60 fantasy points really easy. Next up, let's take a look at Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum also has 4 games this week. I'm assuming you did not lock in that Monday score. He was projected to do 26.9. He only did 28. And then on Wednesday, he did 35 and he was projected to do 27. So this is a good lock-in decision right here. For me, I would go ahead and just play it safe and take that 35 and run. He has a game on Friday against the Brooklyn Nets and then again on Saturday against the Toronto Raptors. He could probably do more than 35, but I just don't want to take the risk. And another thing you always want to keep in mind, where are you in terms of your competitor, your opposition, your opponent for the week? Are you in a tight match? Are you getting blown out? Are you way up? So if I'm in a tight match, I'm locking in that 35. If I'm up by a lot, I'm locking in that 35. Now, the caveat to all of that is if I'm down, like really getting my butt kicked after the first few days of the week, then I might swing for the fences, especially for a player who has 2 more games left. So it really is case sensitive based on your situation, but generally I would lock in the 35 points. Let's look at another big time player, man, and this guy went off recently. We got SGA. SGA had a game on Monday. He was projected to do 27.2. He did only 30.5. So for me, I wouldn't lock that in because I know he's, capable of doing way more than that. Then on Wednesday, he was projected to do 25.7 and he did 40. Let's go a little deeper on that. Goodness gracious. So your man dropped 43 points, 7 rebounds, 2 steals, 6 assists, an amazing game. On other formats, the fantasy score is even higher, right? So for me, I'm locking that in. He was projected to do 25.7. And if I could get 40, like the Sean Kemp jersey, I'm snatching that all day, every day. And tomorrow, take the top off. Boobies is out. Hair blowing in the wind. He does play again on Friday and Sunday. But again, unless I'm really, actually, even if I'm down, I'm taking that 40 and I'm running all day, every day, and tomorrow. Let's take a look at Tyrese Halliburton. Tyrese also has 4 games this week. He was projected to do 27.9 on Monday against San Antonio. He only did 25. Projected to do 28.4 against Utah. He did 28.5. So for me right here, I'm waiting. I want to see what Tyrese is going to do. It seems like he's on the cusp of exploding. He has 2 more games left. So you have a lot of opportunity for him to do more. So I would hold and I would not lock in that score. Next up, let's take a look at Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards on Monday did 35 fantasy points. On Wednesday, he did 32. He also has 4 games. So for me here, I would have likely locked in that 35. If I did not lock in the 35 on Monday, come Wednesday, I would look across the hallway and see that I had 35 that I left on the table. I'm not taking that 32. I'm going to say, you know what? He got San Antonio on Friday, and people are gunning for Victor. So he's probably going to try to get a poster on Victor. And then Sunday, he has Golden State. So for me, I would hold. I wouldn't lock that 32 in just because I didn't get that 35. Now, again, it's case sensitive too. If you're up, like you really are up, like I would just lock in at 32. It's 3 points, right? Now, if I'm in a close match or I'm down, I would probably swing for the fences and see if Ant-Man could give me a little bit more. Before we talk about some of these mid-round guys, I really want to make sure I help you with your team. So if you could, in the comments of this episode, drop a list of the guys that you want me to cover. I'll do my best to cover your guys so that way I'm providing you that value. So let's talk about OG Anunoby. So OG Anunoby only has 2 games this week. He did 19.5 on Wednesday. He has 1 more game. If he's in your starting lineup, and he has to be in your starting lineup, then I would actually just take the 19.5 and run. There's no telling what's going to happen. Like, I would not take the risk of getting like very low production from him, or worse than that, he gets injured or something, and then you have to try to sneak somebody into the roster. I'm going to just take the 19.5 and run. Jalen Green has 4 games this week. On Monday, he did 18 points. Wednesday, he did 27.5. If you did not lock in that 18, which I'm assuming you did not, if you are hearing the sound of my voice, you know that we will hold on that Monday performance from him because he has 4 games for the week. So that 27.5 is tasty like a Krispy Kreme donut when the hot sign is on. Like mad sugar, mad glazed. Hey, you. So Wednesday, 27.5, take it and run, yo. I would not mess around with the Friday and Sunday, especially with Jalen Green. He's having quite an up and down season. Let's take a look. He started off on the 8th. He had 27.5 points, down to 18, down to 9, up to 23, 19, 19, down to 6. Like, it's a roller coaster ride with him. So for me, I'm taking that 27.5 and I am running. So let's take a look at RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett has 3 games this week. On Monday, he did 19. Wednesday, he did 24.5. If you did, I would have locked in the Monday 19 for RJ Barrett, right? So he was projected to do 15.9 and he did 19 points. I would have locked that in. For some reason, if you didn't, then I would go ahead and lock in this 24.5 on RJ Barrett. Next up, we're going to take a look at Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant only has 2 games this week. Wednesday, he dropped 37.5 fantasy points. Let's dig a little deeper. He did 38 points, 9 rebounds, 5 3-pointers made, 3 blocks, 5 assists. Listen, man, Jeremy Grant went off. You got to lock that in. You just got to lock, like padlock, master lock. Go ahead and just do it. Franz Wagner did 16.5 on Monday. He plays on Thursday and Saturday. I would hold on locking that. I would not lock that score in. Let's take a look at Devin Vassell, who just got back. Oh, my goodness. Yuck. He didn't play on Monday, but Wednesday he had 5 points. He's coming off of an injury, so you want to be really careful with him. You wouldn't lock in that 5. If you have him in your starting lineup and you have to play him, I would hold out and see how he does on Friday. Let's go a little deeper and see if we can check out some of these guys who are way down here in the ADP. We have Onyeka Okongwu, who did 15.5 on Monday. I would probably have locked that in for him. Like it really depends. Like I kind of always with guys who are not. Let me see what he's done in the last couple of days, actually. So let's see. On the 25th, he did 8.5, 27, 12. On the 29th, 17, 15, 23. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I would have held and see what he does on Thursday. So I wouldn't have locked that Monday in. So if you have Onyeka Okongwu and you have to play him, I would honestly just hold and let him play on Thursday, see how he does for Saturday. Then let's take a look at one of my favorite players, Jeremy Sohan. On Monday, he had a dud, only 5 points. Wednesday, he went for 20. I would lock that 20 in and run. Then let's take a look at my main man, Dan Gafford. Dan Gafford did 22 points on Monday. Wednesday, he did 11.5. I hope you locked in that Monday score of 22. If you didn't, you got to just let them play it out for Friday and Sunday. Now that you know who to lock in for your fantasy basketball team on Sleeper, make sure you drop a comment and let us know which players you want us to talk about next.